Hello and welcome back to this channel. Thank you for joining me for another Yin Yoga practice. Today, as you can see, we're going to start in a different way. We're going to start in a position that is energy is a little bit more active. Today, we're going to be working on the flexibility of developing flexibility for the hamstrings. It's quite common to hear people say that they have short hamstrings or tight hamstrings, but let me give you a piece of information. We all do, because the hamstrings are responsible for flexing the knee, and because we walk and run and move around, we're flexing the knee every day, majority of the time during the day, so they get short. And if you practice a sport, or you go to the gym, or you run, or go for cycling, or for walks, they will get tighter. So today we're going to give some love to provide some space to those muscles and tissues around the fascia and the hamstrings that are attaching the pelvis, and also below the knee in the tibia. Anyway, for today's practice, you may need 2 blocks, you may not, but I always like you to have something at hand. If you don't have blocks at home, maybe 2 thick books will do the work. Hopefully they're similar or same size, or something that it will bring the floor closer to you. We're gonna use it for our hands. We're gonna be doing some dragon poses and a half monkey pose, so maybe your hands don't go all the way down to the floor. So let's have something that help us to support our hands while we do these poses. Once you have the props with you, you may want to come to the end of your mat. As I said, we're going to start in this pose called dangling pose, which is a little bit more active. So keep your knees slightly bent, and we start softly going all the way down, folding over your legs. So we're going to hang here for 2 minutes. You can either allow your hands to go to the floor, or you can grab opposite elbows, keeping a mild flexion in the knees. So we enter to the hamstrings in a softer way. We extend the knees. We will be stretching both attachments. As I said, we have one attachment in the pelvis, and the other one is in the tibia, just below the knee. So we want to have a soft entrance to these muscles and the fascia and the tendons of the muscles. Just hanging here, allowing your head, your torso, your arms to be heavy, perhaps closing your eyes, using this posture to feel grounded, feel your weight supported on your feet, releasing the neck, the shoulders, using the weight of the head to do some traction on your spine. Feels good to provide some space. Being upside down helps us to relieve the stress of gravity. A lot of good benefits we get from this pose. We have about 30 more seconds to go. Observing your breath and trying to have steady, calm breath throughout the practice. Only a few more seconds before we start moving to the next one. I'm timing the poses, very gently letting go the hands, and perhaps we're gonna walk our feet a little bit wider. We're gonna start coming down into this squat pose. So find the variation, the position for your feet and your legs. Again, this is a quite active pose in my case because of the structure of my bones, my pelvis, my femur in the socket of the hip joint, I need to actively press my elbows against my knees and activate my glutes so they keep moving my knees back, so I prevent my knees to drop in, which is not a happy place for my knees to be. We will be in this squat position for a minute and a half. You can close your eyes, or you can find a focal point for your eyes so you can keep your eyes centered in one point. So it's a good idea to provide space to those areas that feel quite tight in our body. And the hamstrings tend to be one of those areas. You have about 30 seconds to be here in this pose. And very mindfully, we're gonna gently place our hands on the floor, bringing our knees down, transitioning into tabletop. Stopping here for a moment, using this pose to feel how your ankles, your knees, your hips feel at this moment. And also using this pose to transition to our dragon. It's a dragon, it's called flying low, because we're gonna aim to bring our hands, the forearms, down to the floor. That's why we have the blocks, in case we want to use them as an option, or we can keep going with the forearms all the way down. So timer is ready. I'm gonna bring my left foot forward, so it's more visible for you. What are we going to do? So both hands are going to be inside of your foot, trying to keep always the knee as center as possible. We're not dropping the knee out, and then we're gonna start coming down to the floor. This is when the blocks come handy, so you can use any of the heights of the block. We're gonna be in this pose again for about 2 minutes, and you can place your forearms on the block, trying to keep the energy forward and down instead of going to one side, to the left. Again, if you don't have blocks with you, maybe thick books or something that is quite strong to support your weight here. And we do this even though today is to release the hamstrings and to bring some flexibility to the hamstrings. It's a good way to contract those areas that eventually we're going to stretch, which is what we will do in the next pose. We will extend and stretch the left hamstring. For now, we are contracting the left, and we are also contracting the right hamstring in the superior part, the part that extends the hip joint. I will allow you to be here with your own practice in silence for the remaining time of the pose. We will start moving back up using the support of your hands to bring your torso upright. We're gonna keep the left foot in front, and perhaps you want to move the blocks with you. Let's see, you may need them, you may not. Because we're going to start shifting our body weight back. You don't have to sit back. It's just aiming to stretch and to extend your hamstrings. So that's why you have your blocks. You can use any height of the blocks to support your hands if you need to. Maybe you don't need them, so you can place your hands on the floor and rounding the spine, resting softly on your left leg. So your intention, your body weight is going back and this leg is going down. Torso is soft, the neck and the head are relaxed. We were loading this left hamstring to now enter into this stretch. So the nervous system works in some ways that this contraction before stretching can be helpful. We have about 30 more seconds to go. We're not trying to pull or push. We're just waiting for gravity and time to take us deeper into the pose. Very softly, mindfully, start walking your hands forward just to release the left leg and come back into for a moment here. Observing, just witnessing any sensation, anything, any difference. If you don't feel any change, anything, don't worry. Believe me, a lot of things are happening right now. Good, and we're gonna do the other side. So you can, if you know that you're gonna be using the blocks, so bring the blocks to the front. Have them ready for the pose. Otherwise, you will do the other leg. So bring your right foot forward, coming into this dragon pose. Both hands are inside of the right foot, and we will be here for another 2 minutes. So choose the height of your blocks, or see if you can on this side come all the way down to the floor, allowing your hips to sink low and lower. This is a great routine to practice. If you have done some exercise, some running, cycling, you went to the gym and don't know how to stretch the posterior part of your legs, you can practice this. Usually people, when they go for a run or hiking or walk, either they don't stretch or they do it very quickly. So having a yin routine, a yin class, is a great ally for your more dynamic activities. It will improve your performance, the ranges of motion in your joints that at the end will help you to be more functional, not only in the sport that you practice, but also in your daily life. Good, 2 minutes are gone. Now I'm gonna start coming back up again. If you need the blocks to support your half monkey, have it with you. Otherwise, just leave the blocks somewhere and start extending your right leg. Having your hands on either side of the leg. You can round the spine, relax the neck, the head, the torso. We are not holding that right leg in any position. We are just letting the leg be wherever it wants to be. Observing how perhaps your body starts in one place, and when we start moving into the pose, the body starts shifting to a different place. Your mind starts shifting to a different place as well. The yin practice is also a practice of coming inside. A few more seconds to go. Very gingerly, softly, start walking your hands forward only to release that leg into tabletop. I'm going to move these blocks away. Stopping and pausing for a while, observing. Giving some time to those areas that we were stressing to get all the goody stuff that we are getting from the release of the pose. Awesome. So we're gonna shift our body weight to one side to come to a seated position. Let me just get my timer here. We're gonna extend both legs in front of us. And in this one, we will be here for 3 minutes. This caterpillar pose, both legs are in front of us. We're not holding the legs in any particular position. We just allow them to be soft. In my case, my toes go out. And I said in my case because I have seen a lot of students that when they release and they don't actively engage the muscles of the hip joint, the toes either stay facing up or they actually drop in. And everything has to do with the orientation of the bones inside of the joint and also the degree of torsion of the bones. Anyway, whatever they are, just let your legs be soft and relax. And you come forward either with your torso rounded, or actually you can have it a little bit more active. When we keep the spine a little bit more straight, the tension goes more to the hamstrings. When we round the spine in a forward fold, the tension also comes to the back. And since today we're working with the hamstrings, let's keep our spine a little bit more straight than we normally do in a yin practice. You feel that your spine is rounding, just remember to send your chest forward. It's like your sternum is coming forward. You want to lead the movement with the sternum. And mindfully, we're gonna come out of the pose, using your hands to walk yourself up, stopping and pausing before going down on our backs to do one last pose before moving into Shavasana. So see, feel, observe, enjoy. We're gonna keep going all the way down to the floor, bringing your legs up, coming into this happy baby. And just we're gonna do probably a little different happy baby. We're gonna keep the left knee bent, and we're gonna extend the right leg as far as it feels appropriate, as long as it feels effective. We don't want to have any discomfort. We want to practice each asana with the awareness of making the asana effective, productive for us. That means that it's not too much, it's not too little. It's just right what we need today. So as you can see, today we incorporated more yang elements than we normally do, keeping some postures quite active while keeping the target area more passive. That's the formula to incorporate yang elements into a yin practice. Few more moments in this variation of happy baby. We have about 30 seconds to go. 2 minutes in each side. With the hands, we're not doing much. We're not pulling, we're not pushing. We're just allowing the same weight of the arms to pull our legs down. They become heavy as well. Good, so time to move to the other side. We're gonna start bending the right knee, coming into a more original a happy baby and extending the left leg. There you go. Just maybe be aware of. Good, perfect. 2 minutes in each side. Allow the left leg to pull the left arm to pull the left leg down to the floor, but also closer to your face. Not actively, as I said, only by the weight of your arm. These things can happen in a very subtle way. The yin practice is very subtle. You can close your eyes and enjoy. Have about 30 seconds remaining here. And we're going to start coming out of the pose by flexing the left knee. We're going to bring both knees to the chest, kind of like to bring them both to the same position, the same movement. And also preparing ourselves to come into Shavasana, the last pose, the resting pose. So letting go your legs all the way down on the mat. We will be here for a few moments. I will invite you to stay longer if you can. But whatever time you have, always remember not to skip Shavasana. Shavasana is one of the poses that we don't want to skip. You want to have it always as part of your practice. So allow your legs to be soft, your hips relaxed, your chest, your arms, your face, soft melting down into the mat. I'll let you know when it's time to come up, and as I always said, if you want to stay a bit longer, please be my guest. We will prepare to come out of the pose by allowing some movement to your feet and your hands. stretching your arms above your head and lengthening your legs. Awakening every part of your body. Flexing your knees and just moving to one side. Supporting yourself with one hand. Helping your body to come to a comfortable seated position. Take the time to go back to your activities. Don't get up too fast. Drink some water, hopefully something warm, some tea, always help too. We have moved a lot of things, even though we move very slowly with the body. Inside, a lot of things are moving, changing, increasing, detoxing, moving. So let's drink something to help us to move the things that we don't need anymore. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope this routine has helped you and that you can practice it often so we can bring some space to the back of our legs that are tight. Don't feel lonely in that sensation. We are all there. So thank you so much, and I hope to have you with me in another practice very soon. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this class. If so, please let me know by clicking the like button down below and subscribing to this channel. Also, remember to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new video that I post every week. And if you have any request or any comment, any question about yin yoga and functional anatomy, leave me a comment below this video and I will be happy to reply and to create content about it. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon.